Well, it's March and I'm out in the garden with Jan, and Jan, the weather is beautiful right now.
It sure is.
Really makes me want to get in the garden.
Me too.
What do we need to be doing this time of year?
Well, there's a lot to do.
Yeah.
What we did the other day was start with, this is a gold dust Akuba, and I like it because against the darker house it gives some light where shade is. But we actually, you won't be able to tell, but we took about a foot off the top of this last week, and we pruned it right down to where a growth bud will be to bring it back up. See, here's this one right here. So we trimmed that top off, and now it's going to sprout and keep the rounded shape and keep it low enough that I can see outside. So there's actually 3 plants here, but they sort of look like 2 now.
Yeah, so that's a good time to get out
Yep.
and do some pruning.
Yep.
And then we'll walk down here. You have a Nandina. You were
Right.
talking about doing some pruning too.
These Nandinas have been here a really long time, and every Nandina I see never gets this big and looks this luscious. And I've always wondered if we have like a water line leak.
Yeah, because it's big.
It's huge, and we prune it down all the time.
Yeah.
And I didn't last year, and I really loved the plant, but I want to be able to, I'm going to get a new deck this spring, and I want to be able to see.
So when you're going to go prune that one, are you taking out entire stalks on that one? or
You
just
can
dropping
thin
at the
it or just bring it down to whatever level you want, and it'll pop back, and next year it'll look like this again.
Right back
It
at
will for sure. And then the other day we decided to prune the buddleia, and the buddleia is grows and blooms on new wood. So the more new wood you encourage, the more bloom you're going to have. And we did. We took another 3 or 4 feet off the top of this. So we'll see. So maybe the blooms will be low enough that we'll be able to see the hummingbirds.
And I noticed it's, this is leafing all the way out down along
Absolutely.
The stem. So you could have even gone farther.
Oh,
down
absolutely. We could take it down to a foot if you wanted to. And we've done all the rose pruning so far this year. We've taken, not this one in particular, but we've taken most of the other ones way lower than that. And because these that are on this side, they actually come up and get pretty big and look nice there, so we let it go a little longer.
So it's definitely a good time to kind of survey our yard after we're coming out kind of winter and what it's been doing and
there's
getting
a
it ready
lot
for
to
what-
survey.
Yeah.
Especially with winter wind damage and stuff, there's lots of cleanup to do
Yeah.
for sure. And then in the back, I got a surprise the other day I want to show you.
Let's go back there and
All
take a
right.
look at that. So Jan, you do have a little bit of a surprise when you came out here in the garden.
Absolutely. Well, it wasn't a surprise. First, I had the arborvitae hedge about 8 feet taken off a couple weeks ago, and it looks really good, so I'm glad I did that. But I came out here, and that's a Royal Land cherry. It's been there at least 70 years. And one part broke out last year, now this part goes out. And it's not a productive cherry tree anymore, hasn't been in a long time. So I can't say that I'm not excited that I'm going to have more sun right here.
Right, because you're going to get a lot
Yep.
more sun into
Absolutely,
your garden.
where the vegetable garden goes. And the other thing, one other point is that if you're going to put a new tree in your landscape somewhere, think about where it's going to shade, and is it going to shade your neighbor's vegetable garden?
Right.
So it's a consideration to make depending on which way it's going to shade, but I'm excited. What I'm excited about is that they get to take it out of there
Right.
because it's the neighbor's
And you get
tree.
the sun, and your
Yep.
garden gets the benefit.
I'm
so.
good. I'm
so
good.
Jan, it's always great tips and always great to be out here. It looks like you do have some cleaning and some work to do
Yeah,
in the garden. And
little bit.
the weather like this should make us all inspired to get out and be in our garden. So
Right.
thanks for having us, Jan.
See ya.